So they're caught in essentially a circle of salt. Okay, I can accept that. And
Mm.
then these
Sure.
damn Roombas show up out of nowhere. I think I just got up and like paced around a little bit and sat down. I was just like, come
You
on.
look disappointingly at your own Roomba.
Yes.
Why can't you
My
clean up
Roomba is
storm?
called Paul, by the way. I call mine Paul.
Paul.
Paul's busy. Paul's working right now. Hold on.
Nice.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Screen Riots. We are doing a new season now, but we're changing things a little bit, and I'm going to put in the description below, instead of boring you in the video, everything that we're changing. Just go look at the description. It'll say everything there. But if you look, we are here with Justin and John and Kyle, and you will notice that it's not Eddie there. This person is slightly smaller, slightly less tattooy.
Oh, smaller. Oh my gosh.
What?
Wow.
I can get closer to the camera.
Yeah,
You
there
have
we
no
go.
idea how large I am. Maybe I'm 8 feet tall.
He's just 5 feet away from the camera.
Yeah, that's all. But this is Rowan. He is the new host in for Screen Riot. Eddie, he basically left the show due to personal and real life things going on. So we all thought it would be better for him for his sanity, to just
Yes.
drop out the show. And Rowan was so gracious to take his place. So welcome
Yay.
aboard, Rowan. Welcome to
Thank
the
you.
show.
Yeah,
Yep,
happy to be here.
welcome. So you're not an avid movie watcher, right?
That's right. I don't watch a whole lot of movies, and
Well, this is the program for you.
Yeah. Well, luckily, you're on
Yeah.
the right show.
yeah, I would say the types of movies I tend to watch are usually movies that most people would consider bad. So any of the big disaster movies that come out, I'm really drawn to those style movies. Not particularly drawn to fantasy movies or movies with children in them. I'm
So
curious
like,
what you picked for us to watch this week.
our latest movie, Hocus Pocus 2, that we're reviewing today.
I'm just gonna. No, she went. Okay, I'll give her a try. Oh,
That kind of checks all the boxes of what you would kind of steer clear from.
Oh yeah, normally I would turn a movie like this off in the first 10 minutes, but the thing is I don't like intrinsically dislike them. I just am not drawn to them. So I didn't come in with a kind of an attitude that I don't like all fantasy movies or movies with children. I thought the movie It, like the pretty recent remake, that the protagonists are all children in that. I thought that was quite good. But yeah, this movie was not tough to get through at all.
Yeah, it was very quick.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I'm going to put you on the spot, Rowan, since you're the new host. What did you think about Hocus Pocus 2?
So I should say, first of all, I've never seen Hocus Pocus 1.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, maybe I should watch Hocus Pocus 1. First time on the show. I'm gonna look like a jerk if I just don't even do it. Then I said, you know what? I watched Terminator 2 without watching Terminator 1. It was just fine. I played Mortal Kombat 2 before I played Mortal Kombat 1. Just fine. No one
There you go.
complained. So I just went in and watched the movie without knowing basically anything about the first one. Maybe I'd seen it on TV like 20 years ago, like a little bit. And so watching the film, I could tell like some of the story is actually a little bit, it's a very simple story, but some of it is a little bit confused about it. I was like some of the details, and I assumed maybe that if you all have rewatched it recently, you could fill me in on some of the details. I can go, and I really have the acting I thought was cool. The production was good. Like it has kind of everything you want in a family movie.
So I'll say,
But man, I would say the big complaint is the writing is quite, I think lame is the adjective I would use.
so in order to prepare for this, I think I saw Hocus Pocus 1 back when it like first came out when I was a kid. I think it was like what, 93, I think.
Yeah. 93.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and rewatched it in preparation for this.
Okay.
I watched it the day before that I watched this again. It's pretty much the same movie narratively.
Yes.
Basically the not the Stepford sisters. What are they called? The
Sanderson
the
Sisters.
Sanderson sisters. The Sanderson sisters come back. They lose their book. They have a new teen adversaries. They have to go find
In
the
fact,
book.
Justin, they're so similar that the songs start at the exact same time.
I did see that. Yeah, they both started at 58 minutes and 30 seconds or something.
Yeah. I wonder if that was done on purpose.
I like the original song better. I Put a Spell on You.
I put a spell on you.
I'm not really I'm not really a fan of the song they picked for this one.
I will say
I
that
put a spell on you is actually a little bit more like to the point because they're actually putting a spell on them. But
so
yeah.
you're talking about the big musical scene, kind of
Yeah, where they're on
approximately
stage.
halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, it did feel a little out of nowhere. I was like, wait,
Yes.
is this like a musical? What is going
Well,
on?
you
And
have to
then,
remember, if it's Disney, you're getting a song.
Oh
oh,
yeah.
can I say first time I've ever used a Disney Plus app? It
Oh,
worked.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
nice.
was. It's fine. It was great.
Very good.
But it's the first time I've ever like opened it and like pressed on a movie.
So a thumbs
Yeah.
up for a Disney app, I guess.
Right.
The app works fine. There's nothing else I want to
Yeah.
watch on it, but the app itself is great. Like it played.
There you
perfectly.
go.
Um,
Yeah, because this is like a Disney Plus exclusive.
As far as watch hours go, since Disney Plus has been out, it's the most successful premiere
Wow.
for Disney Plus.
mhm,
This film
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bigger
That-
than The
that-
Mandalorian, which I think is second.
that shocks me. That this is.
I mean, it doesn't really shock me too much, just because I mean, Hocus Pocus, the first one, it's a very good movie. I think we watched it probably every Halloween.
Mhm.
We even went up to Salem. My wife and I went up to Salem and kind of visited the filming locations. Not just because the movie was shot there. It was we wanted to go to Salem and do the whole witch thing. But
Did you light a black flame candle?
no, they didn't have any around.
Virgin.
Well, anyway, so the I mean the filming locations were cool, and I was a little bit disappointed with this new one that they didn't shoot anything in Salem, which I was like, oh, that
Yeah, did you find
sucks.
out where they shot?
Yeah, it was like in somewhere around Rhode Island. It was still shot in the Northeast in the U.S., but it was not in Salem.
Mm.
But yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I think the aerial shots where they chroma keyed, like when they were flying on the brooms and stuff, that looked like Salem to me because I was trying to pinpoint some buildings here and there. But yeah,
You were probably looking forward to going, oh, I've been there. Oh, I've
Yes,
been there.
I
Oh, I've
was.
been there. Yeah.
I was actually.
Yeah.
But you know,
I
at the
get
very
it.
beginning when they went to present day, I was like, man, this looks really familiar. It's like these streets I've walked on before, and so I had to actually look it up to see where it was actually filmed. But yeah, it was not filmed in Salem, which I was kind of surprised. But I mean,
But I do that same thing with Edward Scissorhands.
oh yeah,
I'm
because
like,
it was
oh,
shot
yeah, I've
here in
been there.
Central
Oh, yeah.
Florida. Yeah,
Blew my son's mind the other day. We're watching Edward Scissorhands. I'm like, man, that's in our hometown. He's like, what? It's
I
like,
gotta say though,
yeah,
like at
man.
the very beginning of the movie, when they were kind of focusing on the younger version of the Sanderson sisters, I was like, man, if this is how this movie's gonna go, oof.
I cannot eat. I am too troubled. It's the Turner boys ought to be in the Haberwick again? Worse. I've been told I'm getting old and I must marry John Pritchett. Reverend Trask arranged it.
Like
Yeah,
they don't need a child version of the Sanderson sisters.
I'll say this though, those kids were awesome at channeling.
They were
those
yeah, they were
characters.
good, but man, I couldn't do a whole movie with those.
No.
with those three
Oh
kids.
no,
There's no way. It's like get the originals, get the OGs, which I was. A lot of these sequels or remakes or whatnot have like a totally different cast, like totally different. And like you saw this with like Ghostbusters, they tore out pretty much the whole cast, but yes, saved the plot. And I'm glad they didn't do that on this one. I'm glad they made it right with getting most of the original cast back on.
And sometimes it's impossible. I mean, especially 29, 30 years later.
Oh, I know.
It's impossible. You know, a lot of actors are passed away or they're not acting anymore or whatnot. And just to get, you got the three main female leads and the Billy Butcherson character.
Doug Jones.
You got him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just to get four. And then you had others who were interested in reprising their roles or coming back as a different role that just couldn't make it. Like they wanted to, but
man.
they either couldn't do it, or one of them, the guy who played Ice in the first one.
This is Ice.
He wanted to come back, and I think he actually was going to audition to run the magic shop,
Okay.
but he wasn't called back.
Thank
So-
God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
My name's Ice.
Yes.
I dislike those two characters in the first one so much. They were
Oh
like
yeah,
very
I was
annoying to me.
looking forward to them getting eaten. In the first one, it just never happened.
So the transition from the 1600s to modern you were talking about, Kyle,
Mhm.
who is like in the original three children run into the woods, and then some Avenger comes out of the sky. I had no clue what any of that was.
So that
Just
that's
some Avenger drops down, and then it's modern day, and it was a very confusing transition.
Got was it the J.J.
I,
Abrams hero shot? You know, the
yeah, she was just floating. It's quite
That's
cool.
a Jerry Bruckheimer.
She's the actress from Ted Lasso.
yeah.
yeah.
That was her.
Yeah, I thought
That
she did a
character
really
was
good
cool,
job.
but I had no
Yeah.
idea what that. She never shows up again.
Well, she's new in this
Yeah.
sequel. We learned all the backstory to the Sanderson sisters in this movie.
Yes.
In the first one, they're already adults, and
Mhm.
it just starts the movie.
In the
that way.
first one, it just starts with the legend. You just
Yeah.
hear the legend through
That's right.
through the narrative.
Yeah.
So
So
it was
I mean,
kind of cool to see how they became the Sanderson sisters, I guess, or well,
Yeah.
the witches, I guess.
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping that witch that actually like kind of taught them, or not necessarily taught them their ways, but gave them the book, kind of came back, and you know, I don't know, was
I fully,
maybe like another boss or something like that, you know, and maybe the Sanderson sisters had to fight her in order to get more powerful or something like that, and as
I
well
fully
as beat
expected
the
her
kids.
to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping so because she looked like a cool character.
Well, I didn't particularly like this movie. Again, this isn't the kind of movie that I go and watch myself, right?
Mhm.
But I do find the ending to be a pretty good Disney-esque, all well-rounded ending.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
does it make sense?
Mhm.
Like, you knew what was going to happen. I mean, it was kind of telegraphed, right? But I don't know. I thought it was a good ending. Everything wrapped up.
Well,
I didn't think that her sisters were the one that she cherished the most.
Oh, I did.
I
Because
thought it
the
was the
whole
book.
the whole pre-story thing.
Yeah,
mhm.
I thought it was the book that she had to get rid of, which had already happened. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, if she got rid of the book, then, you know, now they're all powerful. But then they started to spin the whole, oh, the magic should be shared, or the power should be shared type thing. And then, you know, she was just saying, you know, basically the spell by herself and wanting the power for herself instead of her sisters. And I was like, oh, okay.
The guy who played the magic shop owner. Well, what was his character?
That's Sam Richardson.
Sam Richardson.
He's
is his
in
real
a
name.
lot of straight to video films as the comic relief. He was actually
Mhm.
in the Tomorrow World, or
He was in
World?
Tomorrow World. Yeah,
He's
he
like
was.
basically the same character.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really like him. Every time I see him, I smile. I believe Veep is what he's most known for.
Yes, that's
I
right.
fully
Gilbert.
enjoyed him the whole time.
Gilbert was his name. Yeah, I was going to say he was probably my favorite actor in this, even though he's a little. I hate to keep saying it like this, but he's like Disney-esque. Like he's
Yes.
kind of
You
immature.
kind of
a
have to
little
be
bit,
a little
but for an
bubbly.
adult,
And
yeah.
I think my biggest disappointment going along those lines was the amount of screen time that the Gilbert character and the Billy Butcherson character received. I think they could have been utilized a lot better than just running around town trying to gather things and being a little like transition scenes.
Right.
Like, hey, we got to go over here. Okay, now we're gonna cut to Billy and Gilbert, and then okay, now we're here again.
Yeah.
Now we're at our destination. I just kind of thought that was lazy.
Yeah. I liked how they brought in I forgot what other movie what they've done before, what like this tactic anyways. They brought like an ancestor role back into this movie, like Tony Hale. He was the mayor, but he was also the reverend or the priest, you know, in the old town. But it was I thought that was a pretty cool connection where, you know, you got the same guy, the same looking guy or whatever that's got lineage from their past, like the Sanderson sisters past. I thought that was pretty fun. It was an interesting twist to the movie, a little something that they didn't add in the first one. So
It's funny you say you think you thought this movie had a good Disney ending because I think the ending of this movie is kind of everything I dislike about films that have children protagonists in them.
Hmm.
And the Gilbert character is really involved in this, right? He's kind of the reason all the problems happen.
Mhm.
He's
Yep.
secretly has the candles and tricks our main protagonist into um, using the candle, and then it summons the witch, and they want to start killing people. This is pretty much all his fault. And then he's bidding their dues because, and at the end of the movie, they go, "Oh, you're forgiven." I was like,
Yeah.
"What is
Yeah.
going on? Why are you forgiving this guy? This
Welcome
makes
to
no
Disney.
sense."
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Well, that's
other,
what I was saying.
there's
It's Disney-esque. They're not
Discounts.
gonna.
terrible. Oh,
Discounts.
Discounts. Yeah.
It's life isn't like that.
Right.
You should. You got to have some sort of responsibility. And then if you watch the teaser, there's actually an additional ending because I saw when this film ended, it still had 15 minutes on the Apple Play timer.
Oh,
So I
interesting.
kind of
Watch it.
fast forwarded through the credits, and then there's the additional scene.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't see that.
This dude has another one of those candles. He's gonna do it again. He's going
Yeah.
to do it again.
So
No,
they
so
they're
basically
setting
set
it up
this
for another one.
And then kind of another that happens twice. So the two things in the ending of the movie, which again, if I just think they're so lame and boring, is that's one of them where it's just like you don't forgive it. The quips are quite funny. He's like, "Oh, I'll give you 10% off." All that stuff. I liked all the quips in the film.
Yeah, it's like
But
20% off, 10% off. Let's
Yeah.
do 10%.
that was great. Again, it wasn't the acting; it was just the overall story. But kind of the pivotal part of the moment, like the climax scene, and it's here's our magic. Oh, the magic is friendship. What is going on, man? This is. I rolled my eyes so hard on that scene. It's like we can defeat these people. Let's be really good friends.
You're just lucky they didn't sing about it.
Oh, that's
Yes,
true.
I
Yeah.
am.
I did
Uh,
laugh though, like when they first came out of their tombs or whatnot. They instantly broke out into a song, and I was like, "Oh, this concert's sponsored by Disney," because
Oh, that was so awkward.
It was straight up like just concert quality. And I was like, "Okay, like."
I even said
What are we
aloud when they
doing?
started. I'm like, who the fuck are they singing to?
Look,
They're
when
just
you're Bette
singing to the
Midler,
forest.
you don't have to have a reason to sing. You just sing.
I guess they've been dead for 30 years. They've been practicing their
They
choreography.
need to sing.
There's a very confusing part that maybe I don't understand in this, which was so not seeing the first movie, you watch this, and they kind of treat the witches like Neanderthal-esque, right? Like they've never seen a convenience store. They don't know what like candle or like lotion is. But
Yeah,
then, so I thought they were going went straight from the 1600s to that, and it was pretty funny. Like the interactions were all funny and humorous. But then didn't they go in 1993? Like
yeah.
weren't
Yeah.
they in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
They had
roads in '93.
and
They-
convenience stores and
Yeah.
lotion. They had all those things. So maybe it's just they didn't care because it's not that big to the story. But I was really confused because I thought this is their first time since the 1600s of being in here. They're going to play this up a lot, and they did play it up a lot. And then they leave the store and they start using slang like cowabunga, and I was just like, what is?
Mhm.
They did the
What
same
is
thing
going
in
on?
the first one. They did the same
Okay,
thing
so
in the
it's a
first
throwback
one.
to the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Because
The
there
jo-
was
again,
a
The jokes were good.
no, they didn't say the same thing, but there was things in the first one where Bette Midler's on her broom and the kids are driving, and she pulls up next to the kid while he's driving. He's
Oh,
freaking
God,
out,
yeah.
and he's like, "Hey, pull over! Show me your driver's license."
Pull over! Let me see your driver's permit.
You're not gonna know what a driver's
Yeah.
license is, lady.
That's
That's
funny,
stuff
John,
like
because
that.
because during that movie too, I was like, how the fuck does she know what a driver's permit is?
Exactly. Yeah, show me your driver's permit. That's what it was.
Well,
And-
maybe
I mean,
they were actually alive in the 70s. It's like every 20 years.
You
or
know what?
something
Yeah,
like
we
that,
don't know the whole history. It could have
Right.
been like this. Could have been like the fifth reincarnation, the fifth enchantment,
Sure.
or something.
Every 30 years, they just got a new black candle or a black flame candle.
So it's like
and they-
every 80 years in America, there's a war. So every 80 years, there's
yes, every
Yeah.
30 years, the Sanderson sisters
There
come
you
back
go.
to
They
Salem.
come back.
But like Mary, played by was it Kathy Najimy?
Yeah,
Yes, her-
Jimmy or
her
something
last
like that.
name?
Yeah.
In the first one, she rode a vacuum. That was her broom, and it was like an old timey like Orkin like vacuum. And in this one, I laughed pretty hard when she found the Roombas.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
And
Winnie! My broomies are misbehaving! Uh-oh! Winnie! I'm surfing, Cowabunga!
I'm like, okay,
not
that's
me.
Not me.
that's pretty funny.
Not
though.
me.
It's just
I
because
thought those two Roombas were the worst. If I would have cut anything in this movie, it would have been those two damn Roombas.
But then
were
you don't have
awful.
the it's a setup for the salt stuff at the
Which that's when I said. So first I said these things. So I just agree with
have a
Kyle. I
mind of
saw
their
it.
own.
The broom comes out. That's good. The
Yeah.
vacuum cleaner comes out, which looks like a broom. That's
like a
that's
Swiffer.
good.
the Swiffer.
And then she comes out on the two Roombas. I was like, pass on that joke. And then it's a setup for a future joke, which is going to be another question I don't understand about the salt. So apparently these witches are allergic to salt or something like that. I didn't hear that explained once in the movie. Maybe I missed it, but
I think
They
it must have
were in
been
Walmart. They were in Walmart. Walmart, Lord have mercy. Walgreens.
Walgreens.
Yeah, when they were in Walgreens, it was like really quick conversation between Becca and Izzy.
Yeah.
They were like, salt, what do you need salt for? And she sends Izzy to go get salt.
I remember that scene. I
Right.
don't remember them saying they're alert. Oh no,
Yeah,
I remember
salt
them knowing.
repels magic or something.
dark magic or something.
Dark
yeah, they
magic,
just
yeah.
knew it. They didn't
Yeah.
learn it.
Because, I mean,
Yeah.
they're
just knew it.
apparently every birthday this poor girl has to spend it in the woods instead of with her family, because
Yeah.
they go off and venture in the woods and
Do the
play
ritual.
witch, It's like,
Yeah,
where is this girl's parents?
So they're caught in essentially a circle of salt. Okay, I can accept that. And these damn Roombas show up out of nowhere. I think I just got up and like paced around a little bit and sat down. I was just like, come
You
on.
look disappointingly at your own Roomba.
Yes.
Why can't you
My
clean up
Roomba is
stuff?
called Paul, by the way. I call mine Paul.
Paul.
Paul's busy. Paul's working right now. Hold on.
Nice.
Yeah.
But one thing that another thing that I kind of about it is that it's common knowledge that salt repels
Dark magic. Or
dark
whatever.
magic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we learned that,
yeah. I know.
we learned
I've heard
that
of
after 15 seasons of Supernatural. If you don't know that,
So it's like a steak and a vampire or something.
Well, it's chapter
Yeah,
3 in
similar.
the
Like garlic.
Necronomicon.
Hanging garlic
so-
at your
Or
door or
steak
something like
and a
that.
Werewolf. or
right. So
whatever.
salt does its thing, right? Well, then they explain it off as no, it wasn't the salt; it was her magic. It was Becca's magic coming through.
Oh,
I'm
so
like,
since she poured the salt out, it created an anti-curse
Yeah, it's
or
not
whatever.
the salt, it's you, or something like that. I forget what they
Yeah.
said. But
What are their powers, by the way? They can fly and they can zap. Is like that's it. Fly and zap.
Well,
That's all they do in the movie. They fly and zap.
Seduce? I don't know.
Yeah, in the first one,
Yeah,
Sarah
Sarah-
Jessica Parker
yeah.
seduces the children.
she sings a song, and all the children come to them.
Oh, and the songs
She's
in
like
this one.
she's like a siren.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's a siren. Yeah. The Marvel hero chick sings
Yes.
the siren song at the beginning of the
And
movie
she
to
was
lure
attracted
them into
to
the
it. Yeah.
into the woods.
Yeah, and Sarah Jessica Parker's character, Sarah, is like attracted to that song. So I think she's just carrying that on, and that's what she does. She sings a song to lure in children so they can eat them.
Yeah.
Which
Otherwise,
they never did.
she's an idiot.
So
Yeah, she was probably my least favorite character that had any like screen time. For me.
yeah.
I don't. Okay, so then answer me this, John. You're a Hocus Pocus professional watcher.
We have wait,
A
pause.
Hocus Pocus.
Oh,
We have to
Oh.
watch it. My wife's a big fan. We have to watch it every year. Yes, I'm a Hocus Pocus. Totally funny.
I like that Hocus Pocus.
Very appropriate for the show.
I'm one too.
What's the deal with Najimi's mouth thing? It's like she's had a stroke.
Oh no, I don't want space. Oh, come on, my friends, let's get closer. Closer, right? So I can be close enough just in case I decide to eat you. Soup's on.
Well, it looks like she had.
Wait, they don't ever explain that.
too.
I was wondering the same thing.
The first one, she was over here,
Yeah.
and the second one, she was over here. So
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't think there's a explanation of why. I haven't seen one. I know they explained, and I did not read this article, and I should have now that I'm being drilled about it. Of why that switched sides. I don't know why.
I do.
yeah, Do you know why?
So the actress basically said that she found it very difficult to do it to the right hand side. So in the beginning of the movie, she is starting on the right, but then Bette Midler slaps her, and then from that point forward in the movie, she's on the left or on the opposite side, whatever the opposite side is.
Maybe that's what it was. She's been slapped by Winifred so many
Maybe.
times that she just has a lazy jaw.
Maybe I thought she had a stroke.
Well, I mean, she does talk like you just talk funny too. So
Yeah.
it is possible.
Slurs the words a little bit.
That's one of the biggest turnoffs for me in this movie. The of the
Whoa, Hocus Pocus 3, starring Justin.
you know what I'm talking like
Spot on.
I can't I couldn't do it.
Like her
it's rough.
animated style of
Yes.
talking. Yeah, both the sisters. Bette Midler was awesome, but I did find both the sisters to be fairly lacking in
Well, I
entertainment.
mean, I think that's the same way in the first one too. They were
It
just
is.
there for comedic relief, and I loved when was it Lucasfilms or LucasArts comes in with their
Their zapping fingers.
zapping fingers or whatever with the lightning coming out of their hands. It's like, all right, a little bit of Star Wars coming in here with
I did
yeah, I love that.
actually that did elicit a quick brief air escaping
out
from
of
my
the
nose
nose,
moment when Jimmy was doing her finger guns, you hear ricochets. I'm like, why the fuck I hear ricochets? They're shooting lightning at the ground.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It's magic, Justin. It's magic.
It's magic.
Yeah. That's
All
the part
right.
that got me asking, what are their powers? Because they all start doing it, and I was like, what can these people do? I don't know anything about, I guess, witches. I guess black cats and cauldrons is like all I know.
In the movies, they don't explain it. They don't explain what the witches are capable of doing, other than they have to mix this potion to eat children, which they don't
So
really
they can
eat
stay
children.
young.
They inhale their essence.
Yes.
So they're not really eating
Their
they're
life
like more like
force.
eating
They're
their
not cannibals.
they're inhaling their life force or something. But they have to mix this potion. The child has to drink the potion, and then they can inhale their essence.
Yes.
So
It's
but I mean,
explained
that's-
better in the first one.
Yes, it is.
They kind of gloss over it. They do explain it in this one, but they do kind of gloss over it. I think they're assuming that you've seen the first one a lot.
They do a recap in this movie in the magic store, right at the kind of the start of the movie in the magic store. The
Yeah, with the
what's
tail.
Sam Richardson's character called? Yeah, he goes and he gives like a little 3-minute exposition about the previous movie, which there were still some silly things I was lost about, like the salt and just in general, like what are these people trying to do? Oh, they're trying to kill someone to stay alive. Okay, and there's this whole side story with trying to get all the ingredients. It's like barely in the movie. It's like 3 minutes of screen time, and I had no idea who the zombie was. He was cool. It was funny, but I had no idea who he was.
Yeah, he played a bigger part in the first one for sure.
Yeah, he became one of the he was the fourth member of the child crew.
Yeah,
he helped them defeat the sisters and all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which that's Doug Jones from Guillermo del Toro movies. If anybody doesn't know, he
played the weird eye thing, right?
Yeah, he played the weird eye thing in Pan's Labyrinth. He played Pan in Pan's Labyrinth.
Did he play the eyeball in the book?
Or no, sorry. I thought you were going to say the eyeball, the hand guy in Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
He was
I'm pretty
also
sure he played the creature in Shape of Water, right?
Yep, that's where I was going.
Yeah.
Yep, he played that. He played Abe in what's the devil comic that?
Hellboy.
Hellboy.
Yeah, he was in that. He's also in the new Star Trek.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Shows.
Yeah, I like Doug Jones a lot. He's a good character actor. He usually does a lot of stuff with makeup, so you don't ever recognize him.
Right. Yeah, you never know who he is.
Yeah, especially in this, he's just got all kinds of zombie makeup and whatever.
Don't forget the ham-fisted anti-bullying line in the movie.
Oh yes, yeah.
Are people that bully people watching this? I don't think they are.
Or did they change their ways?
I don't think you're getting.
Yeah, I should stop bullying. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, thank you.
It's like
Thank
they
you,
don't
Disney.
know.
That was another like eye roller where it's like, oh, the power of friendship and be good to each other. And
yeah, Okay.
Okay, I suppose it's a good message. It's pretty
I don't
boring
know.
though.
I don't know. Better than what was it? Edge of Tomorrow. I've never seen the atmosphere look so clear.
Oh
Yeah, that line. I'm like, it's better than that. all the bad lines. I always go. Is it worse than that? No, it's not.
Did you understand the talking to the black cat, Rowan?
No,
there's
like
a couple
cat.
lines.
Well, they think the cat is someone else, right? And he goes, "No, it's my cat."
Binks. Yeah, they thought it's.
And
they
the
thought
cat
it
is
was
in
Binks.
the cat is in the very end. I don't know if he's related. There's like a little bird that goes around too all the time. It's in like 3 or 4 scenes. A little red bird. It's at the very
which
start of the movie.
I don't know what
It's at the
that was
very end of
from.
the movie. It's like in
Yeah.
the middle a couple times.
No idea
The
about the
bird is just there.
What if
apparently.
that's Mother Witch?
Is that the
Marvel
Mother
chick?
Witch? Yeah,
Ooh,
maybe.
Maybe she might.
Yeah, I thought it was
come-
that's the Avenger lady, right?
Yeah.
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 Well, the black cat is from. It's a reference to the first one. Basically
Their
the
cat?
witches curse a little a kid to
Yeah,
be a
Theodore-
cat,
I think
an
it's Theodore
immortal
Binks.
cat. Yeah, Theodore Binks.
Oh,
Yeah.
To be an immortal cat for the rest of his life, and the cat stays with the book to guard it, so that the witches don't come back to get the book. But
Yeah, and
then
he ended up like sacrificing himself to save
at the end
you
of
know,
one,
Yeah, the end
so
of
he's
one.
not the black cat anymore, but so they think he is.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So
a long,
whenever they
convoluted-
see the cat, they're like, "Oh, you're still here," It's like, "Oh, okay." They think it's Binks, but it's not.
Yeah, if
so.
you never saw the first one, you'd be like, "What are they talking
Yeah,
about?"
what's
Yeah.
this?
Oh,
what's
yeah,
this black cat? Yeah.
and yeah, because I could when they first go into the magic shop, which I assume was also in the first one, because they say like this magic shop's not as dirty as it used to be, so it used to exist somewhere. And
Yeah, the magic shop is actually their house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what was it? I thought it was really weird. They found the flyer, like this guy's going to be mayor, and they're like, kill this guy. And I was like, what? Because it's like,
They really hate politics, Rowan.
yeah, very
Yeah.
polarizing politics. Like,
Well, no, because that was the Reverend from the past, and he had
It's the same
face.
character. It's the same actor.
guy.
Yeah.
I didn't.
In the
put
very
those two
beginning of the
together.
movie, when the I guess it was
Forcing the
Reverend
little
or-
girl to get married or whatever.
Yes.
Girl.
Yeah.
that was the same character or same actor.
There's a real
But-
small throwaway line that says, "No, it's not." Bette Midler says it. She says, "No, it's not him. He must be a descendant."
Right.
Yeah. That's when
Mhm.
I understood. I was like, okay, so this is a descendant of someone they don't like. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just funny. It's like immediately they show up and immediately they're like, hey, let's progress the story along. There's really not much to this story at all, right?
No.
Yeah.
That's
It's very, very bleak.
So okay, well, I think we kind of exhausted Hocus Pocus 2. So if you're a Hocus Pocus, why don't you go ahead and comment below, tell us what you thought of the movie,
Yeah.
and we will see you next Saturday, where we will be watching. What do we decide?
The new Hellraiser.
That's right. Yep. So we're gonna be watching the new Hellraiser. So stay tuned for that. So see you later, everybody.
See
quite the turn.
See ya.
yeah.